Hey fangirl, just want to paint up the base, at least all this to like a marble or some kind of texture, and then probably attach Firestar's hands later. You up to anything? Figure some greens, maybe some blues, stuff like that. Yeah, I wanted to start earlier tonight, but I was trying to finish up that werewolf, which is done finally. So hopefully I can get that up on Sunday. I spent about a good hour fine-tuning up her, so I buffed her in the sink, tried to get her nice and smooth, fixed up a lot of scratches. So she's pretty much cleaned up right now. Yeah, werewolf's finished. It's all done. I think I'll film it tomorrow night though. Too lazy tonight. I figure I get this stuff done and I call it a night. Got up early today and I've just been working like crazy. That's gonna make too much noise. I would have live streamed working on the base today, but I was doing a million different things, so I just figured let me get this done so I can get it out the door and work on some other things. Yeah, it won't be an exciting video, just basically like a finished paint up video for the werewolf. It's pretty much all I'm doing for that one. I'll have some of the work in progress pictures in the beginning like normal. Hey Roberto, thanks, I appreciate it. Always trying new things, getting the skills up, experimenting. Going for sort of a greenish marble look on this base. I think that'll, but dark marble. Nothing too bright. See how this turns out. thought about keeping it black, but I just figured it'd be a little too boring. Hey Fangirl, thanks very much for the donation, I appreciate it. Maybe I'll get myself a good lunch tomorrow. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Every little bit helps. And like I said, the goal is always to put it back into the channel. Try some new projects. Just keep going. Johnny, I just, I don't know. I either go for reference or I just do something out of the blue. Pretty much I spend a lot of my time like on art sites looking at other people's stuff. I'm not really one to sit there and like watch movies and TV shows or sports or anything like that every night. So I like to kind of relax and just see what other stuff's out there. Yeah, hopefully, Fangirl, you like the new series I'm going to start. Should be a fun character. Getting closer to maybe finalizing the first video, hopefully in another week or two. But I got to get that garage kit painted videos first. Supposed to have it done last year, but with the lockdowns and everything got delayed. So trying to do catch up. I'm also I got, you know how I do like these side projects where I don't like to waste the material. I'm working on an anime kit with the character from Kim Possible, Shago, I think that's her name. So I think that might be a fun little project that I'm working on. That's kind of like one of those, whenever they get done, they'll get posted type things. Only reason I just see the character all over the DeviantArt and stuff, so figured let's try. Well, that's what the hobby's about, just, you know, helping everyone out, talking, sharing stuff. A lot of the guys at Jersey Fest shows, Wonderfest shows helped me out in the start, so it's like paying it forward. Hey, Mato. Getting there. I don't know how this base is going to look when it's done, but trying to play with it a bit. Yeah, Fangirl, it's got a ways to go. It's I usually do like brush work on it, airbrush work, but for this one I want to just go completely sponge and just keep layering. I want to see how that turns out. Keep trying different colors and see what goes on. Hey Vigilante, hey Raz. I think once I get this done and kind of gloss it up, it'll look pretty decent. I'm trying to go for like an elegant type look for her. Yeah, I've been wondering where we were going to get all the crazy snow and stuff, because over here has been windy for the past couple days, like crazy, and a little bit chilly too. See you later, Fangirl. Once again, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want any snow, but it's probably going to come at the time when I really don't want it. Pretty much down South Jersey area. So it's just been down around here. When it gets cold, it gets damn cold because of the water. I'm pretty close to the shoreline. Not by choice, but just how it happened back in 2012. That's my problem. I can't function in the cold. You give me a hot day, I can just work all day long, non-stop. Cold, I want to just... I don't even want to leave the bed. Oh, Southern PA? Yeah, I live right next to LBI, Long Beach Island. I'm like literally 15-minute ride from it. That's without traffic. Hey, raccoon. Not really a fan of LBI. I mean, it's nice. I just like the food. Just the food out there is amazing, especially the one place that sells the whatchamacallit, New England clam chowder. It's like liquid crack. If you live close to there, just go for that alone. You don't even have to hit the beach. Yeah, I don't go north much anymore except to see family and parents. I'm done with the north part of Jersey. Even though the food up there is better, but too congested. I like it being quiet down here for now. Although I got to take a trip back out to PA once everything opens up for good and hit the outlets. Visit my college buddy and stuff like that. I miss those around the Lancaster area. Good base color, I think a little bit darker. Honeybrook? Where's that at? Ad mining, I guess the quick rundown is I went to art school, 95 to 98, became a graphic designer, started messing around with anime kits around 2000, and then around 2003-06 time is when I started customizing bow and design stuff, and then after that I just kept going further and further. And then in 2012 I lost my job, and then I turned this into like sort of a business. So this is kind of what I do. It's not the most lucrative thing in the world, but I figure you only live once, so might as well have some fun. I worked for somebody for 11 years, and then sure enough they were closed the business and they were like, see you later, and that was it. So 11 years and it was like goodbye. I think we could add a little streaks in here. Yeah, sometimes like my grandmother used to say, when one door closes, another one opens, so, you know, maybe you could find something, you know, who knows. Something will pop open. I thought when I lost my job it was the end. I was like, oh, this is it, it's over, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just bought this house, and boom. Yeah, Lancaster is where I went to art school. I was there for 3 years. Definitely a different world than Jersey. This one right now is sort of a commission slash something I had. So it's kind of like I get to do what I want on this one, but the client wanted the character. So a lot of the stuff I post, it's either, unless I state in the video, it's something I did myself or something I did for somebody. So it all depends. Yeah, I mean, you know, it takes a lot of work. I mean, it's not like, you know, I have like vacations or anything like, you know, it's gotta get up every day and work. Gotta get better. People tell you you're horrible or you're bad, you just say why, just work on it. But then again, I'm the type of person, I'm addicted to this. Even when I worked, I used to come home from my job, kick off my shoes, and just start sculpting and painting. And on weekends, wake up, go out, do something on a Saturday. Sunday, wake up, go work on the garage, paint, sand, sculpt, whatever. What I'm doing now is I remember back in the day I was in art school and I saw a website where somebody just did like feathering and then just did this stuff, and it's kind of creates some kind of a line, so it's kind of, anyone can do it. And a little mistake like that, you kind of just hit it. It works. Hey Raphael, thanks, I appreciate it. That She-Hulk was a lot of fun. Being able to do like a what-if character, it's just something different. There's just a lot of materials out there. You can take your statues to a whole new level. It's just they're not cheap. That's the main problem. Don't be scared of kits, dude. It's like building a car or a boat. It's just different colors, and like I tell everybody else, just get yourself a cheap bust off eBay. You know, like a DC bust, a Bowen Designs bust, whatever, and just paint it. Can't hurt. Yeah, no problem, Raphael. Yeah, the person I did it for is a huge She-Hulk fan. I've done a few of the other villain She-Hulks for them. Yeah, John, you just try it. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, like most people, you're not gonna be a professional right out the gate, but you know, with a little practice and time, you'll get good. I mean, I look at some of the stuff that I still have when I started. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Yeah, the She-Hulk was fun for a couple reasons. One, they kind of told me what they wanted to do, and two, it was like I got to do what I wanted in a sense. You know, we brainstormed the ideas. You know, a little sketching, a little bit of like, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. It worked out. There's a lot of people that contact me for stuff, and I always suggest things, but you know, money and stuff is a factor because the clear resin alone is like $50, and then you gotta build a wall, you gotta do all that stuff. Yeah, you should always buy extra parts for your brush and have them on hand. Nothing sucks more than you're in a groove with something and then all of a sudden your airbrush part messes up and you don't have extra parts. So don't be afraid to buy a couple extra. I have tons of extra parts just in case. I even have backup brand new airbrushes too as well. So like if you want like what is it, Midwest Airbrush Supply, I order from them sometimes. If you get on their mailing list, they'll send you know, like when they have sales, and then you could buy a couple extra needles or caps just to have backups. I pretty much wait for sales all the time. Back to school sales. Whatchamacallit? Back to school sales. End of the year sales. Christmas sales. Black Friday sales. Whenever anything pops open, that's when I start, you know, buying extras. Nothing sucks too, because I do drop my brushes at times, and holy hell do I lose needles. The superhero stuff is kind of what I'm into mostly, so that's kind of what I enjoy the most. I mean, I have done zombie stuff, monster stuff in the past, which I can do. It's just that I don't enjoy it really. Once in a while, it's nice to break out, you know, and do like a zombie item or a monster, a Walking Dead type character, stuff like that, but like the werewolf one, I'm going to be posting this weekend, something a little bit different, you know, but I mean, it's a werewolf with fur, there's really not much to it. Yeah, it seems like everyone now is getting printers. We're at that age now where it's like, everyone's starting to get them in their houses. People are selling STL files now non-stop. There's only one thing though that I'm not a fan of the 3D printers yet, is they're not, like, you could print something out and paint it and it's good, but I don't think the durability on that resin stuff is quite there yet. So you kind of need to make resin copies still. Yeah, Raz, if you're into like any type of monster stuff, you should definitely look into going to Wonderfest or Jersey Fest. You know, they're always posting, like, you know, they're always making kits of zombies, werewolves, Frankensteins, the old horror films. It's not really my thing, but they do make them. The paints will cure up over time. These are acrylic paints, so right now they're fairly, like, sort of soft, but, you know, like most acrylics, in a couple days they'll cure up fine. Now, acrylic paints aren't, well, actually most paints in the US, even car paints, if you paint up an item like a head that's removable and you put it in and out the item, they scratch and they crack or they'll scrape because the paints in America are different than the paints in China because there's regulations. So those paints that you get on a pre-paint statue are not the same paints you can get in the US. I've looked everywhere and most of the paints will scratch. Even like car paints, they still scratch. But, I mean, it's still, as if you're not moving it or touching it and stuff, they'll be fine. Because, like, right now, it's sort of dried, because I'm not really going crazy with, like, you know, super slick, you know, thick layers, kind of dry brushing it, so it's just all over my hands. Good kit for a beginner? Depends on what you're into. Is it something you want to just kind of paint a head? Is it you want to paint like a whole superhero character? Do you want just skin tone? Do you need to learn how to build a kit? My favorite character, Captain Marvel, Janice Vale, Power Girl, Nate Gray, let's see, Bart Allen, Kid Impulse from The Flash. I like the oddball characters that pretty much are either killed off or not that popular. Mostly the characters from another world or don't belong type stuff. So most of the stuff on the videos, if I say it's my own personal project, that's probably a favorite character of mine on my videos. And then there's Rose from Street Fighter, because I'm a huge Street Fighter fan, so that's who I use. Hey Terrell, yeah, good old weekend coming up. Another mellow stream. I'm at that phase of Firestar where it's not I can sit here and do all the stuff at once, kind of little things here and there. So I think when I'm ready to start painting her up, the streams will be like short, unless I find other stuff to do. Johnny, have you heard of the clubhouse.net? I'll link it in the description in a second. That's kind of where a lot of the monster type kits are. I don't know if they really post there as much as they used to. There might be face groups, but that's kind of like where you would really want to find a lot of monster stuff. Yeah, Raz, that's kind of the thing is I know a lot of these printers are great to have, but I've seen some that print details kind of wonky. Not bad, but not as good as like, you know, $150,000 printer. Let me see if I can So the clubhouse.net, let me find that link. Is a good place to sign up. A lot of the old school guys are there. You might find some monster kits. Like I said, I don't know if a lot of people post there as they used to. But if you see something on there, you could always contact somebody, say, hey, where did you get that? There is a couple producers in the for sale section that'll show some monster stuff. Like, I think it's Blackheart Models. They have a lot of, like, you know, huge head busts, like one scale head bust of, like, werewolf, zombies, monster stuff. So if you just sift through it, maybe you'll find some stuff you're into. And then from there, you might say, oh, that's something I really would like to paint up, and you can kind of dive into it. It's worth a shot. Like superhero type stuff, if you want to get into that, you have to get onto the Facebook groups for kits. If you want to just get like a pre-painted statue and repaint it, you could just go hit eBay or hit the company's site. Anime kits are everywhere. So that's kind of like the rundown, sort of. Yeah, Raz, I'm actually, the next video series I'm working on, I'm having my friend print some STL files for me for the kit, for the custom. So we'll see how that works out. But what I was told, though, is if we print out the item and I try to Dremel into it and attach to the statue, it might crack and break. So I'll probably wind up having to, sort of make a resin copy of it. I just know if you dive into the whole superhero kit stuff on Facebook, you're looking at, like, you know, a couple $100 or more for just a kit. But if you just want to practice, there's nothing wrong with going to buy like a $50 Bowen bust, strip off the paint, prime it, and then repaint it just to practice, or just prime over it and paint it. So if you're like, you know, you say you want to paint Captain America bust, you could go find a cheap one probably for $50. So, you know, don't rule out a pre-painted item. There's no reason you can't just take the paint off of it. Except vinyl stuff. Vinyl stuff's, I hate vinyl statues, so if you get into vinyl kits, good luck. I don't like them at all. That's not good. That's looking as a, I think once that base is glossed up, it should work out pretty well. I didn't want to go too light with it. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. If you want to get paint off a pre-painted statue, I don't have one next to me, but if you want to get paint off a statue, depending on what type of material, you could dip it in acetone. I did that, a video on that a while back. If you, you know, you got to know your resins, basically. Like this statue here, this is polystone, so if I put her into acetone, I can wash off all that, you know, red paint that was painted on her and get down to the bare resin. But if you were to use basically smooth on resin that was casted up this head here, what would happen is the acetone would melt this resin and destroy it. So you want to stay away from like certain resins in acetone. Some people use whatchamacallit, degreaser. They get a Ziploc bag and they put the item in degreaser in the Ziploc bag and they let it go that way. I don't do that. It's tricky. I kind of need to know the item to take the paint off, you know. Johnny, thanks for the $4.99. I appreciate it. That'll help me out a lot. Everything always goes back into the, you know, the videos, so appreciate it, man. I will. Chris, as far as Facebook groups, I am not on Facebook because I refuse to go onto that site. so I can't really help you. But just look for statue groups. And then when you find the public statue groups, you gotta talk to people to get into the secret groups. Hey Modelville, I got your email. I just was busy all day today. Just plugging away on everything. Yeah, Raz, I hope the prints work out. We'll see. It's a long project, but I think once I get past those stuff, it should work. Yeah, I don't mess with PVC too much. I know a lot of PV stuff would melt when I try to Dremel into stuff. So I try to stay away from that. But I think it would. I know there's a lot of people on YouTube who do like PVC customs and figures. Yeah, Chris, it all depends on the resin. So it's kind of, you gotta be careful. If it was like I said, you gotta know your resins before you start stripping stuff down. I did do a video series on that Supergirl kit from Adam Hughes where I put her in warm water. That took off the paint, but that was really bad paint. But I did a quick washing of nail polish remover and I got most of the paint off that way. So yeah, you got to be very careful with stripping stuff down. Yeah, Johnny, these are all acrylics. It's just a big container of acrylics that I've been using for this paint up right now. So everything but I paint is always acrylics. Some enamel, some lacquers, but mostly acrylic paints. But this is kind of where I wanted to get that. And I figure after when I start painting up these pieces, we'll have the rest of the fire like that. And then she will be on here like so. So, kind of get down a little bit, come back, and so that's kind of where we're at with the base for now. So I'll probably let this dry up for the night. I figure I can attach her hands for now. I gotta paint the fire though as I attach it. So I'm gonna add some pearls and do some other things here and there. I don't use enamels or whatchamacallit, lacquers, only because the fumes clogs up my airbrush. Can't really blend them like I do with acrylics. I guess it's just personal preference. Yeah, mean green, I think people said they use that to strip down statues. But I'd rather just dip it in acetone for 2 seconds and get it done. Alright, we'll put the base aside, so that's good enough for tonight on the base. Gonna try to attach these hands without breaking them. Yeah, acetone's potent, that's why I do it outside. Actually, you know what? I'll find the video where I did it. Let me see real quick. It might explain it better to me, just explaining, you can see it in real time.
When school isn't a place you have to be.
There you go.
So there's 3 parts to it, but those are the first 2 parts. That's kind of how I strip down statues. Like I said, you got to know your resin. Yeah, like I said, enamels and lacquers are okay, but the fumes are so potent. Like even my airbrush booth with the window blowing everything out, because I got dual blowers now, I still not a fan of the fumes. I'll be right back. I just gotta clean this up. When I first started airbrushing back in art school, I got an old airbrush kit from my cousin. She was into, she was like painting nails, fingernails. So she stopped doing that. She didn't want her airbrush kit. So I got that, and I tried to do a self-portrait for my class, airbrushing oils. I was an idiot. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I thinned down the oils and I airbrushed it onto the canvas. My whole apartment was just, I had to get out of the apartment and fumigate it for like 2 hours. I was an idiot. But back then you didn't have the internet or know what the hell to do. Well, like, it was one major lesson learned. Joe, are you asking Iwata? Yeah, I use Iwata on everything. Those are the only airbrushes I use. I gotta do some Dremel work. I'll be right back. Gonna use some magic sculpt to attach these hands. Maybe what I'll do is cut some of the flames for the hands too. Kind of get those prepped up. Right. Fingers hanging out an item like this always scare the hell out of me. If her gloves weren't that flamey glove design, I would be able to do removable arms, but that's not happening. Actually, that's a longer one. I can actually do a little bit longer. Vigilante, I could have done that, but I would have had to. Have you seen the whatchamacallit, the pop culture shock, the Street Fighter characters that are like kind of in water with their feet? That was doable, but the problem is you run into such engineering issues. You got to cut it at the ankle, you got to make sure it's situated, you got to go through the foot, you got to go into the base. It is, like I said, it is doable, but you know, there's a lot of engineering involved. So going that route's kind of just a hell of a lot more work. You know, like, everything is doable. It's just that, you know, I think sometimes people forget, you know, like when Sideshow does an item, they got a team of people engineering the stuff for production. You know, I'm doing it all by myself, and it's a one of a kind, so sometimes you just gotta know when to say, okay, this is how as far as we could go on this item. You know, because I think going that foot, you know, with the foot, cutting it, adding all that works, but then you're kind of like running into the whole, well, this is going to be mass produced, so this is the kind of the way we should do it type thing. Whereas I'm just like, all right, this is a one of a kind. Let's just do, you know, get it going that route. I know it sounds kind of crappy, but sometimes it's way more work than what you know, you think. That's why a lot of these kits out there, you know, like that you see on Facebook, they're amazing, but when I work on them, the engineering's not there. It's like, oh yeah, this is going to be great, it's going to look awesome, but I think people forget you got to kind of think about the weight. Does it have a metal rod there to support it? Is it you know, is it going to warp over time? You know, a lot of people seem to forget about that part of the whole kit making thing. You know, I've had a lot of people send me emails like, oh, my item's leaning, why? I go, well, whoever produced it didn't put a rod there. You know, you have a little ankle like this, you know, you have a little ankle here, but then you have this huge statue, and then you have a cape holding the character backwards. So if they don't produce a rod going up that leg, like Sideshow did with this one, you're going to get warpage. So engineering is an important part of trying to do this stuff, so that's kind of where I cut my losses on that one. The reason why I'm using glue around these wrists is to hold it in place. It's going to get probably chopped up and re-seamed anyway. Yeah, visually, I kind of go overboard with what I do. I know some people are like, ah, you don't have to go that route, but I do it anyway. It's just one of those things. Yeah, Raz, you gotta kind of plan for that. You know, you can make an amazing statue, but if you don't plan for the warping or the support or any of that stuff, you're just running into issues. If you're having a factory, you know, like Ownage do it, you're gonna have to tell them like, hey, I want a rod going up here, it's gotta go all the way there. If you're doing it in the garage just by yourself, well then you gotta plan for it, you know. Carl, this is just regular brass rod. I have all kinds of brass rods and tools that I cut and chop for support. You know, you can use Magic Sculpt or glue to put an item there, but if you have a rod to kind of help bond it together, it makes it a little bit stronger. So that's why I rod everything I put together. And I like to use brass only because if I ever magnetize anything, the steel in there could actually, like, you know, hit a magnet or collect stuff. If it's not, if, you know, so whenever I rod, it's just brass stuff. Yeah, Raz, you know, you could also do PVC, I guess. You know, like a PVC type of hammer, so it's not too heavy, hollow. Hey, JC. Alright, I think I'm going to mix up some Aves and sort of go over this piece. Just to secure it without breaking it. Yeah, it sort of does, Vigilante. It's just that it's one of the royal-free musics I can play on YouTube. Yeah, she's getting there. I think when I paint her up on live stream, she'll be, it's gonna go slow though, because I'm gonna have to do the skin tone one day, and then I'll have to do the outfit the next day. So it's not gonna happen all in one shot. Yeah, you know, I would do Picardo more because I could play any kind of music I want, but I think a lot of people don't really know about Picardo, and I don't think Twitch would allow me there. Twitch is kind of like something I just kind of stay away from, I guess. So I'll just do YouTube for a while. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Frank, I did tweak her hair. Like I said, I don't mind listening to critiques. It just doesn't happen right then and there, especially with this stuff. So you can see I did change up the hair. So it looks good now. Just, you know, had to one thing at a time. Yeah, but down the line, you know, maybe if more people come in, and then if I'm doing something where I can, you know, stream all day, maybe I'll go to Picardo. I don't know. Gotta wash my hands real quick, hold on. Alright, so I don't break her hands, gotta go up a little higher. I don't think they're shorter. So from there to the elbow, there to the elbow, there to the arm. Just maybe the position. Looks fine. Actually, I actually shaved down the right hand a little bit because what it was is, this was way too longer compared to that, because these aren't the original hands for this statue. The original ones are in shattered pieces. Hey Stefano, how you doing? Magic Sculpt, I feel, is stronger than Aves for support. So, say you were to break this arm, so you chop off this item and you bend the arm upwards and you put a metal rod in there. I like to use the Magic Sculpt for like what you would think is the bone. And then afterwards I like to use Aves on top of that to detail, because I feel Magic Sculpt seems to be a little bit tougher for supporting stuff. Whereas Aves is still fine, but Aves I feel you can sculpt with in detail better. JC, this is kind of like repair. It's like a junkyard item. All I had was the body and the head, no base. She was sort of broken. So I actually used a different head and different hands I had from a previous one and just kind of mixed and matched a bit. Yeah, Frank, I think the arms are fine, you know, because they are backwards. Like I said, everything is measuring up. I mean, I think Sideshow's pretty good with all their measurements. It's usually their proportions are not really off. Unless it's an item rushed out the door, maybe. I mean, back when I was really getting into a lot of this customs in like 2014, I was able to find broken stuff like crazy. But then everyone started trying to sell broken stuff close to retail, so I stopped mixing and matching like I used to. So now I just try to find a whole figure and customize that. This was a Phoenix. Sideshow Phoenix statue. As far as pricing goes, it's up in the air. I kind of don't really talk about it too publicly. Because you never know what people want. So we kind of hash out all the details for a project. You know, sometimes a repair could be $10 and a full-blown custom could be a couple grand. I mean, it all depends on what's involved, really. You know, there's some painters out there that'll charge a couple grand just for paint. So I just try and be fair with this stuff. I just let people know if we're going to go this route, you know, with this involved, that involved, so on and so forth. Roberto, you just use my website's contact page. I try to answer as many people as I can on Sundays, because that's kind of my day. I save all the emails and sit down and answer in the morning. Because if I'd answer all week long, I'd never get anything done. But yeah, I get a lot of people asking questions about paints and stuff, so I try and answer when I can. And if you don't get a reply, it either didn't go through or I just got sidetracked. I don't mind helping people when I can. And if you do ask a question and I just reply to you saying watch this video, it's because I already kind of made a video on what you might be asking. So it's not, I'm not trying to like say, oh, you know, I don't want to answer you. It's just one of those things. That's why I try to do a lot of the videos, so a lot of my questions or questions you might ask are there. Where did I put the good brush? Actually, there was dimples there. I took them out because it doesn't make sense having them with an outfit. You know, I mean, if you look at her back, you wouldn't really see all this with an outfit. So there was little dimples here, but I kind of took them out a bit. Yeah, I get a lot of people asking questions, and I'm just like, well, if you just watch this video, instead of me explaining it, it's just right there. Which I think, like, if you're like me, watching something in real time, actually, you know, you know what the hell's going on more. adding a little bit of wrinkles here. They're gonna get toned down a bit when I sand it, but at least I'll have something there. Yep, just a paintbrush and the Ave safety solvent. Kind of softening it up and smoothing it out. Try to get a little bit closer. So is this too bright? Yeah, Carl, I do this for a living now. I take on commissions for people. I paint up their items. It was a hobby that turned into a business because I lost my job in 2012 and I just said, screw it, let's see if we can make a living off of this. You only live once, so what the hell, right? So I'm not trying to be a YouTuber per se. YouTube is kind of just showing people what I do. Share the hobby, and also, you know, for people to get comfortable if they want to commission me. YouTube is like the advertising platform, I guess you could say. Yeah, Raz, like I tell everybody, you know, you get a hold of me, brainstorm, and see if something, you know, we could work something out. Just, like I tell everybody right now, 2020 was a mess, so I'm still catching up. I'm not sure yet, JC. I'm still working on this stuff. I might have to film the werewolf I finished up tonight. So I gotta see where I'm at. Yeah, Raphael, this is I'm my own boss for now. I'll probably keep doing this hopefully until I can't lift my arm anymore and I'm too old. Or if 3D printers take over everything because they print in color too. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Raz, a lot of people contact me and we brainstorm. I'm always upfront with people saying that, well, that's not doable, that item won't work, you know, because sometimes people want a bare item, but they want to use a statue that's got armor and everything on it, and that doesn't work. Usually a character like this that has nothing on it, you build on, makes it easier. Because this is polystone, this stuff is not easy to work with. Yeah, Raccoon. If I won the lottery too, I'd probably commission Mark Newman to make me the one power girl I've always wanted. All right, we got a little. I'm pretty much tapped out on Firestar for tonight. That stuff's got to dry. I gotta do the fire, and then if I got a little time, I can work on the other anime kit I'm messing with. So the idea would be to put like a flame in the hand. Use like the clear epoxy. Yeah, Raccoon, but the other thing too is I actually got to play the lottery to win it. That's the other problem. That I don't do. Maybe they'll just call me one day and say you won. Yeah, Raz, you always got to look for the bare stuff. Like anime kits are great. Superhero stuff is pretty good because usually they're spandex. There's a lot of stuff out there you could do. That's too high. Thinking maybe one of these. So let's cut this fairly low without slicing the finger. Something like that would be good. The idea is I'll put a couple drops of clear epoxy and then I can kind of paint it in the hand. Well, don't forget their Sideshow just announced a whole bunch of characters. Scarlet Witch, Power Girl, Storm. So those things might be amazing for some customs too. I think that one would be good right there. So that one would be good there. And I think this one will be good right here. Like that. So I think I got the flames. I'll have to tweak it though in the garage a bit. I think that'll work. Yeah, Frank, I could do that, but like I said, I kind of filled it. She had a sash too at one point. The Dark Phoenix had the sash, so that was a lot of rebuilding there too. I'll cut this, see how this one would work. I haven't seen the WandaVision stuff yet. If I cut this one deeper, see how this looks. Nope, not gonna be able to cut that one. I think in the palm is where I want to go. Yeah, I think we'll just stick in the palm. Yeah, that'll work. I'll check it out. It's not on my list. I have to actually finish the Cobra Kai season. I'm only on episode 2 at the moment. Really don't care for a lot of TV shows and movies these days. Yeah, the Mandalorian, when Luke came in, was absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I don't know what they were doing with Star Wars. I really could care less about with all the new Star Wars stuff. But the Mandalorian's been amazing. I've always wanted to see the expanded universe with Luke and Mara Jade, but I don't know why they took that out. Didn't make any sense. So I got a little A's left, so I'm going to mess with this kit. So this kit right here I'm turning into, which is that Kim Possible villain, Shago, or Shigo. I don't know the character. All I know is that I've seen her everywhere, so I thought this would be kind of a cool kit to turn into. So looking... Yeah, like I said, Star Wars is a mess. I don't know what's going on with Star Wars. At this point, I could care less. All I ever wanted, I didn't even care about the original Star Wars. All I ever wanted was just to see Luke and Mara Jade, because those were my favorite stories. And that's all I really wanted to see. I think after the first Star Wars from Kathleen Kennedy and then Rogue One, I haven't watched any Star Wars since. So I got no clue what's going on. Well, if they made it an alternate universe, I'm happy with that. I want to see Luke and Mara Jade. I absolutely love that storyline. I thought Mara Jade was one of the most badass characters ever made in Star Wars. I don't know why they got rid of her. I have no clue. Doesn't make sense. She always was like, sort of like a Han Solo / Jedi to me. So when they, when I heard basically when I heard Star Wars was sold to Disney, I was like, oh, it's over. I said, we're done. Everyone called me a hater, but look what happened. But I'm a comic book person, so Star Wars isn't really my thing. She's got this weird thing under her foot. Go a little bit higher. So some people have it different. Okay, we'll go with this part. Oh, I see. Yeah, I know Ahsoka's a huge fan favorite now, which I could care less. I mean, the character's cool, but like I said, the only characters I really cared for was Mara Jade and that one, I always forget her, Lumari Undunley? The one Jedi Council one. I always liked her. Luminary or something? I forget. I never could pronounce their names correctly. But like I said, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I think what got me into the whole Luke and Mara Jade is when I went into the comic book store and I saw the Emperor's Handbooks, and I said, let me just try and read it, because that was at the time I was kind of experimenting with a lot of other comics than just X-Men, and then I really liked it, and I read the expanded universe, you know, the storylines. I really liked it a lot. Yeah, that's her, Luminary. I'm probably saying it wrong. I liked her. I think she was kind of a cool character. Yeah, Frank, that was one of the biggest things with my college professor. He always says never study anything like Playboy magazines or anything like that because they're airbrushed. Never study comic books. Anything like that. He said always stay away from that stuff. Yeah, I don't understand why Kennedy wanted to get rid of all that Star Wars. I mean, it was such a great storyline. You know, I mean, all Disney could have done is just, alright, we bought Star Wars, let's make this last 3 books, you know, and then go off into a whole new storyline. But it's like they wanted to get rid of it for some reason. Oh well, you know, ticket sales would it'll show you whether people want it or not. Yeah, we're not getting into that vigilante. I understand that's part of it, but there's enough of that. Alright, looking at her outfit. Let's see. I think I could go around here. I think on the back of it. Actually, I'll show you what I'm working on now. Let me put it up so I give you guys an idea. Let's put her here so I don't mess that up. I'll put a picture. Yeah, Vigilante. Let's see. Image. Let's browse. Desktop. Where's the picture? Okay, here we go. That's who I'm using. So I don't know anything about the character. All I know is I've seen it on DeviantArt all over the place, so I figure it'd be a fun custom. Yeah, Raccoon, my theory is if you're sitting on an IP that is Star Wars, why would you sell it? Just keep the IP, lease it out. Let your kids live off the IP for life. Why sell it for a couple bucks and let them destroy it? Just let your kids, grandchildren, for generations to come live off the IP. Carl, the red Aves is nothing special other than it's red. I find that working with red Aves, I'm able to see things better. That's pretty much all there is to it. Nothing special. I just like it. So I think the way this works is this piece comes around. It comes to here actually. And then this comes over here to a point, and then that comes down there like so. And then it sort of comes down there, and then over here. Star Wars would have made his family money for years to come. Like, even if his kids didn't want Star Wars, they could just sit there on their butts, and if Disney says, hey, we want to make a movie on Star Wars, you say, okay, this is how much you give me, boom, make a movie. You're done. And then maybe the grandchildren of him would love Star Wars, and maybe they would take it over. And they would make something awesome out of it, you know, who knows? But I don't know. I still say he was forced to sell. Mafia came up to him and said, sell Star Wars. I actually, the prequels, I liked Jar Jar. I thought Jar Jar was amazing if you watch those videos where Jar Jar was actually a Sith. Imagine he was a Sith the whole time. That would have been absolutely mind-blowing. Everyone hates him. He's a joke character. And all that time he was playing them all for a fool. That would have been absolutely mind-blowing. I'm just trying to get this design correct. So that goes there. This is not here. It's going to be one tricky piece. Actually, you know, let's do this one instead. Yeah, you know, but like I always say to people, the prequels of Lucas is what he kind of always envisioned. He just didn't have the technology. I guess we were just so used to the old stuff. I don't know. Well, you know, we had all this new technology boom. It was, you know, every movie became green screen. No more on location. So, you know what? I think I'm going to... I'm trying to think. If I let this... cut it here, just to be on the safe side. I never watched the DC Legends of Tomorrow. That's kind of cool. What I've been watching though is the Stephen King's The Stand. I guess it's another remake. I love the original Stand book and story. The TV show back from the, was it the 90s, was pretty decent. So I guess they're redoing it, so I'm kind of watching that lately. that go? That goes. It goes around. Yeah, we'll try that. Vigilante, I do the same thing. Every once in a while, I'll just take all the old paintbrushes and throw them away. So you're not really the only one. Sort of comes around the collar. Just trying to stylize it a little bit. A lot of this will get hidden when I do the hair, probably. Figure. Here and do like this. That should work. Raz, if Jerry's Artist Outlet Store, I think that's what it's called. That's the one up in North Jersey for me. That's where I get all my brushes from. They have these gray ones that I use here, which is Black Silver by Dynasty. These are all like, no matter which one you get, they're always like $2 a piece. And if you're lucky, they have them on sale sometimes. Then they have these other blue ones, which is Princeton Select short liners. These, if I'm lucky, I can get these at like $1.20 a piece. That's why I hit that store. Jerry's Artist Outlet. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. You can order from them too. Yeah, JC, this is it's a side item. Nothing that I'm really too focused on. It's just experimental character plus whenever I have extra Aves, I sort of don't like to waste it. I go to an item like this. It's just an anime kit. I've used her a couple times in the past. It's just I think her name is Elsa. I've seen this kit everywhere. I did a Phoenix off of it. I did a Wonder Woman, and I think I did a Miss Marvel off this kit. She's just pretty much standing there. She's got her hands up in the air. It's a 1/4 scale. I like the 1/4 scale stuff. Anything smaller than 1/4 is kind of a pain. Yeah, Raccoon. It's the one where she's got her hands up through her hair. I really love the kit. That's why I figured let me grab another one. I think it was around Christmas time I snagged it. And then I picked up 2 more of those other kits where she's bending over, and I just recently did the Wonder Woman and Miss Marvel. I figure what the hell, let me grab 2 more of those for some more side projects. I just hate wasted materials, so I'd rather have something next to me like this I could kind of just add on to. Any 1/4 scale bowing. It's kind of hard to say. Actually, you want to know what would be funny? You probably would think I'm nuts. His original Black Widow, I always liked that sculpt. I didn't like the head though. I liked the body and the pose. I always thought it was a really good sculpt of the body. I just wasn't a fan of the head. Maybe that one? That's just off the top of my head. Have a good one, Vigilante. The one statue that came out recently, I would love to have 1/4. I actually did pick it up. Was the Supergirl from Art Stanley Lau, the white one, which is actually. I would love to have this statue in a 1/4. Come on, get over there. Where is it? That one. I would like that statue in a 1/4, but I do have the 1/6 scale one. But if I could get that in a 1/4, that would be awesome. Or the DC Bombshells Jesse Quick. I just can't really think of any of the Bowen ones. It's been so long. And I used to have so many Bowens, but I sold them all. That was the Great Purge back in when I lost the job. I know. I bet you a lot of people would love to have the Bowen Silver Surfer at 1/4. I'm seeing a lot of Silver Surfers on the Facebook groups are making now. Sort of the same pose, close to it. It's funny when I was really big into the Bowens back in the day. Me and my friend used to go to the Philadelphia Wizard World. We used to find Bowen busts for like $20, full-size statues for like 80. I should just stock up on those things, and then I had to get rid of them all. I just didn't have the room either. Of course, I think I would love to have the prototypes I painted for Bowen in 1/4 scale. So I painted up the Captain Marvel, the Miss Marvels, the Man God bust, Man Ape bust, and a Cloak and Dagger. So I guess having those at 1/4 scale, since I actually painted them, would be kind of cool. I just recently sold off all those prototypes I painted for Bowen. I didn't have the prototype, but I had copies. I forgot they were in my closet, but I was like, oh, time to get rid of these. Just don't have the room. Yeah, I saw that one, Terrell. It wasn't bad. But it seems like everyone's making their characters huge lately. So my friend did stop by a while back. He brought over the sideshow not Cyclops. That was really nice in person. They did a good job with that one. You know what it is? It doesn't seem good in the pictures, but in person it was amazing. I actually liked it a lot. I also saw the Colossus from Sideshow. That was nice too. think that's good for not wasting any eaves. Got that part kind of done. Though she sort of has a collar. That'll work. Well, I think that's where I'm calling it for tonight, guys. Got a lot done. Hopefully next week, probably start painting up a Firestar. I don't think there's really anything else I have to do other than set up the flames. I think that's it. So you guys have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll see what happens by next week. Yeah, so hopefully next week, like I said, we'll probably start up the facial features. I think that'll work out better to get those going. We'll work out the skin and then do a little bit at a time. So have a good one, guys. I'm out. Time to clean up and shoot my video.